All right, cool. Welcome everybody to the Q2 2023 cohort for the Collab Lab, our biggest ever. I've said that a million times. You're gonna get sick of me saying that.
Keep saying it. Really, I love to hear it.
It's exciting because I don't know if we've ever had a call this big outside of maybe like our tech talks or something. It's so great to see you all. Looking forward to meeting you, to working with you over the coming 8 weeks. You're about to set off on this really fun experience, and hopefully it's helpful to you in your career and everything. So before we get too deep into things though, Stacy, you're going to talk a little bit about our code of conduct program.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a quick note. At Collab Lab, that's where we are. At the Collab Lab, we're really dedicated to our code of conduct. Whenever you applied and confirmed your participation in Collab Lab, you checked a box, it said you read the code of conduct. If you need a refresher, it's on our website. We'll post the link in chat. But just know that we take it very seriously. It's there to protect us all and make sure we all have a nice, safe space to learn and grow together. So please take a look at that if you don't remember what it says, and just live by it. We live by it so that we all have a good time. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
And there are code of conduct responders that are associated with each team as well. Exactly.
You probably saw that in your channels, that somebody would pop in and be like, I'm your code of conduct responder. Let me admit a couple people real quick. So each of your teams has a code of conduct responder. They'll be reaching out to you, and they're just there for anything that you need them for. If you want to talk to them about something, if something made you uncomfortable, or if something was just really great, they're a really great person to go to talk about those kinds of things. So they'll be checking in with you. You might see them in your weekly syncs from time to time, but write down their name, remember it, because they're there for you. They're there to make sure that you have a happy, healthy space to learn and grow. Cool. All right. Now that's it. Thank you.
Okay, cool. This is a large group, but we have a little bit of a tradition here where we go around and we I have it on my clipboard. I'm going to paste it in the chat. I'm so prepared this time, Stacy.
Good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thanks. So where we say our name, pronouns optionally, the city and country that you're located in, and then which team you're associated with. This, and normally what we do is, you go and then you pick somebody to go next, but a lot of times that tends to bog down towards the end because there's so many people, you don't remember who's gone and who hasn't. So this time I'm just going to read off people's names, and so I'm very likely going to say your name wrong. So especially Stasi or whoever she is.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
So bear with me, but then you get to say your name the correct way. We all get to hear it, and then hopefully we say it correctly in the future. So anyway, I'll go first. I'm Andrew. My pronouns are he, him, and I am in Portland, Oregon, so on the west coast of the United States. And I'm not directly mentoring any teams this time, just helping out with sort of program administration and that kind of thing. So Stacy.
Hey everyone, I'm Stacy, co-founder of Collab Lab. I'm in California. Right now I'm in the Central Valley. Pronouns are she, her, hers. And I also am not mentoring a team, but I am a code of conduct responder for 58 and 61, I believe. Whichever teams they were, do know that I posted in there. So reach out to me and say hi, or I'll reach out to you. And if you're not on one of those teams, still reach out and say hi to me. I'd love to get to know you all so much more. Okay, that's me.
All right, Lizzie. I'm just going to go in the order of people's faces on my screen. So.
Okay, hi there. I'm on my screen too. My name's Lizzie Pine. I live on the Big Island of Hawaii. That's the one with the volcanoes. I'm a she, her, hers. I'm a developer for TCL 61. I had to look over and check. Nice to meet you all.
Hey, Lizzie.
All right, Param.
Hello everyone, I'm Param Siddharth. My pronouns are he/him. I'm from Bihar in India. I'm currently in Bengaluru, and I'm a mentor for TCL 60.
Great. Karen.
Hello everybody, I'm Karen, she, hers as well. I am in the southeast of the UK, and I am a developer on 59.
Great. Amy.
Everyone, I'm Amy. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm a developer on 57. I'm from Lake Oswego, Oregon, not far from Andrew.
Actually, where I grew up. I lived in
Oh,
Lake
cool.
Grove when I was a little kid. Yeah. Jen Hoops.
Hello, I figure, can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay, great. I am Jennifer Toops. I am from Knoxville, Tennessee. I was a Collab Labby a couple years ago, and I'm a code of conduct responder for, I think, 55 and 56. And I'm a she, her, and I'm super, super excited for this upcoming cohort.
Thank you. Ayu.
Hi, my name is Ayu and I'm in the Netherlands, pronoun she, her, hers, and I will be the code of conduct responder for, I think, 59 and 60. Nice to see you all.
Eva.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Eva. I'm based in Athens, Greece. Pronouns she, her, hers, and I'll be mentoring, among others, Karen. So team 59, and it's my first time mentoring, and I'm very excited. Lovely to meet you all.
That's great. Michaela.
Hi everyone, I'm Michaela. I just, as of like a couple weeks ago, relocated from Florida to Fort Wayne, Indiana. So Midwest here. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a mentor for the first time here at Collab Lab with TCL 56. Very excited to be here.
Dana.
Hi, I'm Dana. My pronouns are she, her. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. So it's like midday here, which is great. I was a Collabby in 37 with Viviana, and it's my first time being a mentor. Collab Lab helped me get my first role through the experience I had here. So I'm really excited to be back. Thank you.
Oh, I love to hear it. It's my favorite thing that people could say.
Yep. Lyle.
Hey, I'm Lyle. I'm he, him, based out of a little bit north of Denver, Colorado today. And I'm a returning mentor on Team 55.
Yay, Tim.
Tim, good to see you.
Hello. Tim Taylor, he, him. I am in Los Angeles, California currently, and I am a mentor for TCL 61.
Nice. DJ.
Wow, there are lots of Taylors.
All the Taylors.
I know.
I'm DJ Taylor. I'm also in Los Angeles, California, and I'm going to be a mentor for TCL 57.
Oh, Stacy, you and I. Anyway, Proxy.
Okay, so hello everyone. So my name is Krati. My pronouns are she/her. I'm from Madhya Pradesh, India, and I'll be mentoring for TCL 60. Excited to see you all.
Yeah, great. Yufa.
Hi everyone, my name is Yufa. I am located in Seattle, Washington, not too far from Oregon. So Amy and Andrew, I'm looking at you. I'm part of team TCL 61. So hi, Lizzie and Tim.
Nice. Emily.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily, she, her. I am in Portland, Oregon, and I'm a developer on, have to check, TCL 57.
Lots of PDX going on. I love it. Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole, she, her, hers, and I'm in Vancouver, Canada. I get to be a mentor for TCL 56, and I am so freaking excited to be here.
Yes, that's the spirit.
That's right. John. I think there's just one John.
Okay. I don't have to say without the H. Hey, I'm John. I'm based out of California, and I'm a part of 57.
Nice. Devin?
Hi everyone, my name is Devin, pronouns he, him. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, usually in Trinidad, but currently in Tobago for the weekend. And I'll be working with Lyle for TCL 55. Ready to go again.
Raj.
Hi everyone, I am Raj Gaurav, pronounced as he, him, based out of Bangalore, India, and I am mentoring TCL 60.
Drake.
Oh, you're
You're
muted.
muted, Drake.
I'm Drake. I'm from SoCal, Orange County. I'm part of TCL 56.
Nice. Thank you. Hanson.
Hi, my name's Hanson. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm based out of Phoenix, Arizona, and my team would be TCL 61.
Nice. Cassandra, I'm not sure how you say it.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Cassandra. I am from Nigeria. So my pronouns are she and her, and I'm in team 59. Thank you.
Welcome.
Ibrahim. I don't know if I said that quite right. Ibrahim.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go. Getting there.
Okay, I'm here. I'm
All right.
Ibrahim Abdubasit from Nigeria, pronoun he or him. So I'm one of the hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I'm just here to learn. So I'm one of the participants. So I'm really happy to be here.
Great, welcome.
All right. Ticia.
Hi, I'm Tisha. Pronouns she or they. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm a dev with TCL 55.
Tisha, got it. All right. EJ.
Fighting with Zoom. Hello, hi. I'm EJ. I am in the Los Angeles area. I've been with the Collab Lab since 2020. Wow, time has been flying. And I am a mentor this time for TCL 57.
Nice. So glad to have you back. Lauren.
Sicker, so more than one Lauren, maybe. Oh,
I know
hi.
I looked around first.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. My pronouns are she, her, and I am in the TCL. I'm a mentor for TCL 61.
Great. Glad to have you back too. Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley, she, her. I'm in Portland, Maine, so the other Portland.
Nice.
And I'm on TCL 56 as a developer.
That's great. Shagun.
Hello everyone,
Hi.
I'm Shagun. I'm from India, pronounces she, her, hers, and my team will be TCL 60. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, good to meet you too. Viviana.
Hi everyone, I'm Viviana, a former collabie with Dana. It's nice to see you, Andrew and Stacy. My pronouns are she, her. I'm from Tulare, and I'm going to be a mentor for TCL 61. Thanks.
Nice. Olivia.
Hi, my name's Olivia. I use she, her pronouns. I'm calling in from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I'm excited to be a dev on 61.
Welcome.
Nice. I was going to make a joke about Fireflies.ai note taker piece going next, but I won't make that joke. Shah?
Hi everyone, my name is Pete Sandy. And
hey, Pete.
Hey, can you hear
My
me?
pronouns
are she, her.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry, Shah. I made a joke about the note taker had Peace's name, and as you heard her name, went, it's all good. Shah, why don't you go next?
Right, so hey everyone, and
My pronouns are he, him. I'm in Dubai currently, and I'm in TCL 60. Super excited to collab.
That's great. So 25 teams at least, Stacy, or 25 countries, because
I
didn't count Dubai when I was doing
That's
my counting.
cool.
I
That's
know.
awesome.
Yuri? Is that how you say it? Yuri? Yuri. Sorry. Butchering your name. Okay, maybe we'll come back to you. And Jeremiah?
Hello, I'm Jeremiah. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm in Roseburg, Oregon, also in the United States, so a few hours south of the people in Portland, Oregon. And I'm a mentee on TCL 55.
Great. Beth?
Hi, everyone. My name is Beth. My pronouns are she, her. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm going to be a developer at TCL 57. I'm excited to be here.
Cool.
Phew, that was everyone. I'm sorry if I'm
totally saying your name wrong. Yuri in the chat says their mic is not working. Pronouns, she, her, from Florida, TCL 56. So great. Written. I did. Oh wow. I'm shocked. All right. So this is amazing, isn't this? Amazing.
So good. Love
all
it.
these people. Welcome to the community. So good to have you all here. Stacy, do you want to screen share or do you want me to screen share?
I can screen share. Yeah, give me one sec.
Cool. Thank you.
Screen share. Oh gosh, they make it so tiny, don't they? All right, here we go.
Nice. So this document that we're going over, you know, maybe Stacy, you could post a link to it if people want to follow along.
This is the one, we're looking at the one on 56 right now, but every single one of your repos that you've joined has a copy of the orientation in Markdown. So you can follow along with this one or look at your own.
Yeah. Actually, I never thought about this before, but you know, these are all just repos too. If you have suggestions for what would make for a better orientation, file a pull request with the template. I don't know. I'm just thinking of that 4 years into the program, but anyway. So we're going to go over this information, try and get you oriented to what's going to be going on the next 8 weeks for you. So, I mean, you're all here, but what is the Collab Lab? So the Collab Lab, you know, I was kind of thinking about it in a little different way this morning, where, you know, the Collab Lab is here to help you all sort of learn how software teams work. Okay, so that's sort of the basic level, like that's the thing we do. So we have you on a project, and you work with mentors, and you learn sort of how do professional software teams get things done, and that's an important part of what we do. There's a level up from that, which is that we are trying to get you jobs. So, you know, we're helping you gain these skills to make you better candidates for jobs that you're going to, hopefully get a job faster, or get maybe a better job, maybe a little higher salary, something like that, but help you kind of get established in tech. But the reason we're doing that, and this is where sort of our values and our mission come in. We really believe that tech has some problems, systemic problems in it, around inequity and kind of exclusion of people and gatekeeping and those kinds of things. So one of the things, like our sort of top line mission, is really to we talk about it as fixing tech, and we're not going to do it by ourselves, but to make some kind of difference in terms of helping tech become a more healthy place for people, more inclusive. When a job listing says early career, it really means early career. Like entry level, like that actually means you can come in with no experience and kind of bootstrap in. The company will train you up and those kind of things. So and that the people of color and women and people who just present differently than the norm in society are going to have every opportunity to show up and be technologists. So it's like everybody else. So that's sort of the layering of what we're doing. So the next 8 weeks, you're going to be learning these skills. That's to help you get a job. And our working theory is that you all are going to get out there into the workforce and open doors for other people once you're there. So that's why we're here. So I kind of that I don't know how that fits into what we have written down here. So I'm gonna just kind of skim this and see what I missed. Basically, you're gonna be working remotely. So you're all, as you heard, you're all spread out all over the world. Your teams are sort of regionally based. So you should be within 3 or 4 hours time zone wise of everybody else on your team. And we do that because we want you to be working synchronously at least part of the time. So the goal of what you're gonna be doing over the next 8 weeks is to build this smart shopping list. There's a little algorithm that's part of the project that learns your shopping habits over time. So as you buy things, it tracks the intervals between each purchase, and then it starts to understand, if you usually buy eggs every week, 6 days go by, and if now it's at the top of your list. So that's sort of the product that we're building. Everyone works from the same set of instructions and the instructions have gone through quite a few revisions and tweaks, but basically it's the same instructions that Stacy used on TCL1 almost 4 years ago when she was a developer here. So everyone builds from the same instructions, but every project comes out just really reflecting the personality of the group. It's really fun to see. If you haven't already, definitely watch this video demo from Jen Batara from TCL6. So that was a long time ago, but like I said, it's the same project, and she walks through sort of the major features of the project, so you kind of get a sense of where you're going. So what the end state is that we're working towards.
I want to call out too on that
yeah.
it's the same project, because the point of y'all being here isn't necessarily to build bleeding edge technology, it's to collaborate. And so the project to us is less significant. So it's just, you're building this project together with your teammates.
Yeah, and then the other thing about that is that by having the same set of instructions each time, we can make sure that the scope, so how much work there is to be done for each issue or ticket, is very, very tightly scoped to the 5 hours a week that we expect from you. So if we were doing new projects every time, some of the tissue, the tickets and issues, put into one word, the tissues, would be would be really big, and some would be small. And this way we can make it a little more consistent throughout the course of the project.
This project too does cover a lot of really interesting technical topics that you'll have to navigate through, that'll give you a lot of experience that you'll be able to reflect back on when you get in your job. Like, oh, I remember I actually built something very similar to this, or I wrote a function like this. So we think it's a really good
web
well-rounded
apps
project.
and real-time updating, and basic sort of, it's called CRUD, create, read, update, delete kind of functionality. So so it's anyway, you're going to be doing this on a team of 4 developers, along with 3 mentors who are most of whom are professionals in the field, or they've done Collab Lab before themselves, and they are going to be sort of helping you through this. So what I tell mentors when we kind of bring them on is that they're sort of there to wear 2 hats. So they wear sort of a senior developer hat. So you're early in the week, you might get stuck on a technical issue or something, and you can go to your mentors to help get unblocked. Like, what's the best way to handle this issue or something? How do I write a hook for this or that? Later in the week, you're going to go for code reviews, and at that point, your mentors put on their product owner hat. And product owner is basically kind of like a project manager, but it's someone who makes sure that the requirements of the project are being met at each step, so that when we're 8 weeks in, you have the finished product. So your mentors are there as those kinds of resources for you. And let's see, I'm skipping all of them. Sorry, Stacy. But yeah, I think let's talk about the pair programming and stuff. So we kind of, we make sure that everybody here has a certain baseline of technical skills. So when we do the application process, we're mostly focused on those long form answers that you gave, but then we do need to kind of make sure that you have some React experience, you have some technical experience, so you're not going to be trying to learn that at the same time that you're learning the collaboration stuff. So you can really focus on collaboration. So one of the things that we do, one of the things we really lean on, it's kind of a pillar of the program, is pair programming. And not everybody in tech is fully on board with pair programming, but we think it's a really great way for you all to be kind of learning from each other, to be more productive, to have a sort of higher quality end product faster when there's 2 people who are working together to solve a problem. So you kind of think of, each person brings sort of their skills, and there's an overlap. There's sort of a Venn diagram of skills that's bigger than what either person would bring. It's kind of a space for creativity, those kinds of things. So, a healthy portion, if it's 5 hours a week, probably 3 hours of that 5 should be synchronous pair programming with your pair partner for that week. So, you're gonna, all these kinds of things that I said. So there's no one right way to pair program. You may have done it in the past, you may not have, and that's totally fine. What we would encourage you to do is for the first couple of weeks, just get on these calls and try to figure out what works for you and your pairing partner. Do your best, and then I think it's the third week. At the end of the third week, we have a learning module on pair programming, but we wait intentionally to kind of teach you about it, so that you have some direct experience with it. You have something to sort of attach that learning to when you get there. But anyway, we think pair programming is super important, and it's going to be kind of this kind of unlock for you as you are learning. So let's see. I guess that's all of my stuff. Take it away, Stacy.
Great. Okay, we're going to talk about how it all works, because I'm sure you're very curious what you're going to be doing over the next 8 weeks. Okay, so we have this project that Andrew talked about. The way that the project's organized is with a bunch of user stories. I might be saying some words that you have never heard before, but they're all words that we use in software development. So when you go out into the world and get your first roles in engineer, knowing these things in advance is going to be really helpful for you for talking about in interviews, for onboarding onto a team. But we've linked out to some other resources that you can check out to learn more. So the project's organized with a bunch of user stories. Each has a description. Inside the description, there's acceptance criteria, and those are the things that you need to do to complete a story. You'll find these on a project board. So each of your repos has their own project board. So for 56, for example, if you go up here to projects, you get to something that looks like this. These are the user stories that I was mentioning. As a user, I want to read the names of all the items in my list. If you click to open that, you'll see a bunch of notes about what you're supposed to be doing and some acceptance criteria. On this issue in particular, these are already checked, but they're good things that are there for you to know. So essentially, if you and your partner took on this story, you would read through all of this, read through the notes, and you'd be looking to make sure all the boxes were checked. In this project board, you have some different columns to do: in progress, peer review, mentor review, and done. And you'll be moving those tickets across the board throughout the week. Okay, back over here, how does it all work? Your task is done, like I said, if the acceptance criteria, the AC, have been met. In the case of a UI feature, so you're building a visual feature that people are going to interact with, it's been reviewed for accessibility, and you can learn more about that here. The code that you and your partner wrote has been reviewed by the other pair, and the code that you wrote has been reviewed by your mentors. So throughout the project, you and your partners will be taking these, and by the end of your time at Collab Lab, you'll have a beautifully functioning app that you can show off and talk about how you collaborated to build it. Okay, coordination and communication. It is super helpful for you all to document your work, not just for you and your partners and your mentors, but as a reference, when you do go to interview, you can run back through and remember, like, oh, what did I learn? What did I build? What thoughts was I having at the time? Because you're going to be wanting to talk about those things. So I cannot suggest firmly enough that you should document the heck out of everything that you're doing right now. One way that you can facilitate really good documentation during your weeks at Collab Lab is by creating draft PRs, and the PRs pull requests. Essentially, you're going to pair up with your partner and then right away put something up in GitHub as a pull request so that you can be having a conversation right alongside the code that you're writing. You can leave notes, you can ask questions and pull your mentors in. So that's a good way to do it. Also taking notes in Slack threads, wherever you want to do it, just document it so that there's a trail and people can get up to speed on what you're working on. Speaking of Slack, most of our coordination will happen in Slack, which you've all been invited to, in your particular team channel. Occasionally, like, you're obviously more than welcome to go into other channels, but if it's about your app, your team channel is going to be the best place to get help from your partners, from your mentors. Feel free to be loud in the cohort channel. I think it's really beautiful that you all have access to people across the world who are part of this cohort. So be friendly and have fun, but you each have a team channel, and that's where your work will be happening. If you're not familiar with Slack, we've got a couple tips for you here. Use threads. Threads are super important for kind of encapsulating a theme and managing notifications. So if you are having a specific conversation about a React hook that you're building or something, and you want to go back to that a month later, it's going to be a lot easier to have that all tied up in one thread than scattered and broken up in the main channel. So use threads. They're beautiful and they're lovely and they're wonderful. Please use them. Okay, speaking of notifications, tag people. If you need a certain person, tag them. You're not bothering anybody, you're just cutting to the chase. If you need a mentor, tag in a mentor, or you have a group, which you can see here, all the developers on your team or all the mentors on your team will also have one. So if you just need a mentor, tag them. If you need Stacy, tag Stacy. It's great, it's not offensive, it's direct, and it's perfect. Do it. I know it can feel a little uncomfortable and bothersome, but I promise you, you're not bothering anybody. We're all in this together and we're here for you. Use GIFs and emojis liberally. This is your team building here. We're communicating and we're building a community. So feel free to express yourself. There's absolutely space for GIFs and emojis. Also, there's a note here that you can disable animation of those things. And here's instructions on how to do that if you so wish. Okay, so that's how you're going to communicate. Some tips. Let's talk about the development process. Like Andrew mentioned, you're going to be in a team of 4, but each week you're going to split into 2 teams of 2 or 2 pairs of 2, and each pair is going to tackle one issue. So, for example, the week's going to start, and the first thing you're going to do is spin up a feature branch. That way your work is encapsulated and isn't affecting the other team's work or the main project. So you're working in isolation. You can take risks, you can build things, you can try things and not take anything down. So you're going to spin up a new branch. Here's how you are going to do it. You and your partner, initials the person 1, initials the partner 2, and a short description of the work that you're doing. So in this example here, if me and Alejandro are working on connecting to Firestore, it'd be ST for Stacy Taylor and AN for Alejandro Hernandez, connect to Firestore. There are some commands here that you'll be getting very familiar with if you're not already. The first is for actually creating a new branch, and that's when you would name it. And then the other one is for pushing it up to the remote repo so that everybody else on your team can access that. In the first weekly sync, which should be happening this weekend for y'all, you'll be learning more about Git. So don't worry and ask questions if you ever have it. Git is a really powerful tool, but it's also a very confusing tool when you're not familiar with it. So be loud about your questions. Okay, so you and your partner have this branch. You've been working on this branch, writing a bunch of code, doing awesome things. You're going to create a pull request. There's instructions on that here. If you already have a draft pull request, like I mentioned earlier, you'll just take that out of draft whenever it's ready to be reviewed. Then you'll notify the other pair. Again, at this point, your work is done. You're ready for review. So you'll ping the other pair in Slack and say, hey, y'all, our PR is ready for review. Can you take a look? They'll go give a code review. If they have any feedback, you'll go back to the drawing board, incorporate their feedback. And when that's ready, ask your mentors for a review. Once your mentors have given final approval, you'll merge the pull request into the main branch and you'll celebrate because you've built an awesome new feature that's really cool. So good job. Okay, we will see a visual of this down below too. If anybody's a visual learner like I am. Okay, when does everything happen? This project is meant to take about 40 hours over the 8 weeks, and that equals about 5 hours a week. This 5 hour a week time frame is really important to us because we think that one of the biggest barriers in getting into tech and doing programs like this is the time commitment. And we think that 5 hours is a reasonable amount of time for you to get all the skills that you need. So please try and stick to that. If you're finding yourself going over that 5 hours a week, be loud about it. There's nothing to be ashamed about it. We need to know about it so that we can either A, fix the issue you're working on to scope it down to be smaller so that you can get it done in 5 hours a week, or B, we're even here to help you work on time management skills, which is something that you're going to really need to like hone in on as an engineer. So be loud if you're going outside of that. We need to know. It's a good thing. Tell us. It's not a good thing to go over. It's a good thing to be loud about feedback. Okay, 2 to 3 of those hours are going to be spent pair programming with your partner. So you're going to be on the computer with them, pair programming, working through your issue. 1 hour will be your weekly sync every week. And the other hour is random other things, researching, doing code reviews, etc. All right, the weekly cadence. A week sounds like a long time, but I promise you it will not feel like a long time. So this is how we suggest you organize your week. Make all of your coding happen right away. The beginning of the week should be very code heavy, so that on, say, Monday, say your weekly sync is on a Sunday. That's when you meet up with your team. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you and your partner are going to want to be completing your story. Complete all the code that's needed so that come Thursday, you can submit that pull request and get your other pairs feedback. Friday, you can get review from a mentor. Saturday, you're merging it to main and you're ready to demo the feature that you built on Sunday. So again, the moral of this story here is do all of your coding as early as possible because the feedback cycle takes a lot longer than you would expect. All right. I mentioned weekly syncs in this infograph. They're on Sunday. Some of you might have them on different days. That's okay. It still stands. But the weekly syncs happen once a week. And it's the one time a week where you're definitely going to get together with your entire team. And the format of these weekly syncs are going to be about the same every time, except for you'll either do a learning module or a retro. So when the meeting starts, the first thing you're going to do is demo the work that you and your partner did. So when you and your partner are pairing up and you finish your code, talk through what you want that demo to look like. Who's going to demo what? Essentially what it should look like is first you're going to go through and be like, we built this feature. This is what it looks like in the UI and this is how you would use it. And then you'll dig into the code and you can talk about what the code is doing, anything interesting that you learned. Your demo itself should only take about 5 minutes so that we have time for everybody to get through them. But make them buttoned up. They'll be recorded and they're going to be a really great artifact for you to use when you're out on the job hunt because you can show this is how I talk about my work. Demoing is something that we do on engineering teams, and it's going to be something that is going to be really good for you to kind of talk about and show that you can do. So be buttoned up about them. It's a really great way to show off your work. Your team's going to love it. Okay. Some weeks you'll have a learning module. The other weeks you'll have a retrospective. The learning modules are presented by mentors, and they're themes and concepts that we feel like are really relevant to your time at Collab Lab, mostly around collaboration. So we have one on Git, we have one on pair program, we have one on accessibility because that's something that we think is really important that we want you to learn now. And there's several others. So you'll get to enjoy one of those and ask your mentors lots of questions on those themes. The opposite weeks, you'll have a retrospective. Just like demos, retros are something that happen on engineering teams. And what's going to happen is you're going to get together with your team. You're going to talk about what went well, what could be improved, things that you appreciate. And it's really important to be open and transparent in these so that the team can learn and grow together. I also love that you get to experience retros here and learn how to do it here in the safe space that is Collab Lab before you have to go out and do it in your first job. So this is a good time for you to kind of practice giving that feedback and being honest about what could be improved. So don't hold back, be kind, obviously, but be thoughtful and intentional with your feedback so that we can all do a better job. And the meetings will always wrap up with a quick planning session. This is where you'll talk about the issue that you and your new partner, because you're not going to have the same partner every week. You're going to rotate through the team so that you get to partner up with everybody. So you'll see who your partner is, you'll pick the issue that you're going to do, and that's your chance to read through it and ask your mentors questions. It's not the only time to ask your mentors questions. I can't stress enough that you should be asking questions all the time. That's why your mentors are here. But it's a good chance to sort of get your bearings around a ticket so that you can hit the ground running with the code. Okay, those are the weekly syncs, about an hour doing these things. Okay, let's recap. That's a lot of stuff. I know it's all written out here if you want to read back through it. But essentially, what you're doing at Collab Lab is you're gaining experience working on a team, collaborating to build software. This is like a job. And so when you're going through your weeks at Collab Lab, think of it that way, talk about it that way, because when you go to interview, when they ask you things like, tell me about a time you were working on a software team and you didn't agree on a solution or something. You're going to have a real answer working on a real team. So note all these experiences. You're going to spend 8 weeks working together to build this app. You should definitely check out that demo so that you know what you're building. On that note, one thing that I didn't say that is very important is that as you're going through these tickets with your partner, the best advice I can give you is stick as closely to that acceptance criteria as possible and do no more. Because if you work outside of those acceptance criteria and do more, there's a chance you're doing future weeks' work. And that's called scope creep. And it's something that's bad, and you should learn to not do it now. It's a really important skill to have, again, as an engineer. So only do the acceptance criteria. Okay, your team is going to be 4 developers. That's 4 developers. You're going to break into pairs of 2 each week, and you're each going to tackle 1 ticket per week. You each have your repos. I know you've already been invited and have access to those. You should be spending 5 hours a week. Again, be loud if you're doing more than 5 hours a week. We don't want you doing more than 5 hours a week. We don't think that's inclusive or fair. And then every weekend, you'll meet up with your team, you'll demo your work, you'll learn together, and you'll figure out what you're doing in the next week. So what's next for you is going to be your first weekly sync, where you'll get together, you'll find out who your partner is, and you will start getting to work. One other thing I want to show you is that in your repos, there is a project brief. Here's the orientation we're on now. The project brief shows who you're paired up with. So that's where you can always go to find out which weeks you're paired up with who. And one thing that I still haven't added to this orientation doc after all these years is a little note about Career Lab. So once you're done with the 8 weeks of Collab Lab and you've collaborated on this awesome app with your new teammates, we have an optional program that's a 2-week extension on the Collab Lab called Career Lab that we think is really powerful in getting you prepared for the job hunt. We go through how to update your LinkedIns. We do job fit and technical mock interviews. So it's your chance to say these things out loud in a safe space and practice talking about your experience and doing interviews. You get to learn about awesome things like how to tell your story, what to ask your interviewers, how to manage finances if you're going through a career change. So it's optional. We'll be posting about it in the coming weeks. You don't need to be distracted by it now. Just focus on collaborating with your team, but it's there for you and it's optional when the time comes. Okay, now that was a lot. That was even more than a lot.
Wow, so much information.
Comments?
You know, yeah, definitely. Any questions you have? This probably is a lot of information taken at once. Stacey and I have done this dozens of times, so for us, it's like, oh yeah, obviously all this information, no big deal. But think of it like you're learning a new board game, right? You ever done that where you sit down and you're trying to read the rules to understand how the game works, and it's like really confusing. And but at some point, you put the rules down and you start playing the game, and it all kind of starts to come together. So it's going to feel like that probably in the first couple of weeks. You know, there's a lot to do. How do you name those branches? Like all these kinds of details. But you'll do it a couple times, and you'll get in the rhythm of it, and it'll just feel second nature. So trust that you can learn these things. You know, it's huge to us that you come in here and just believe that you are capable of learning. You know, that's like the most important thing. If there's one thing you get out of Collab Lab, it's just more, kind of faith in yourself that you can take on new information, you can adjust and get better at things. So that will happen just with the project itself.
Absolutely. Another thing that Andrew usually says that I think is really important is this is not school. This is not boot camp. You're not being graded on this. This is purely about collaboration. And that's why I'm like stressing so much, ask questions, be loud. There are no silly questions. We're all here to help you. We're not here to make this artificially hard. So we're not going to like hide answers from you. We want you to succeed.
EJ, I saw your note in the chat. That can't be true. No one's born knowing all the things you know. But yeah, it is. You're a team. You're a team getting something done, right? We're not grading you. It's what's called summative feedback, and it's a real downer. Like I don't know how we all go through school for
what a bummer.
Come out at all productive. But anyway, a rant for another day. What other questions do you have? How are y'all feeling about this? Are you excited, nervous? Are you?
2 thumbs up from Lizzie.
Yeah, love it, love it. It's gonna be fun. Your mentors are all amazing, wonderful people. You're gonna get on your team, meet everybody, and hopefully very quickly feel comfortable with everyone. And
Any mentors have any advice you want to share? Any thoughts? There are a lot of returning collabs on here who have been through it, so you're in good hands.
I think we're trying to aim for like, I don't know what the opposite of imposter syndrome is, but like that's the thing. So I think it's really easy to feel uncomfortable in the first week or 2 of any type of program or anything that you're doing. And I think like just try to embrace being like you're supposed to feel a little uncomfortable and like this is new and weird and interesting. But so like
You're totally right, Lyle. It's like you're basically starting a new job, which nobody like comes right out of the gate running ever. So it's like it's okay for you to not know everything and ask the questions. Be confident in not knowing. Get really comfortable with being uncomfortable.
it means you're learning, right? So.
Yeah, you're growing. Cool. All right.
Even
well,
with all these people, like we're under an hour. I don't know how we getting better at this. Oh, a little cameo.
I'll have a good.
That's great.
Exciting. Well, great. Okay. So again, the next thing is you're going to actually meet up with your team, which is going to feel a lot more manageable and probably less scary than this huge group. And you'll learn a little bit about Git, and then you'll get the issues that you're going to be working on, and you'll learn who your partner is. You'll want to schedule your pairing with your partner right away, like as early in the week as possible to get through your code, so that things can stay on track. Occasionally, what will happen, what could maybe happen for your team, and it's nothing to be scared or ashamed about, is that you don't get your work done on time. And that's something that happens in the real world too, on software teams pretty regularly. And so that in itself is an experience, is navigating that is also an experience. You're just here to gather experiences largely so that you can go into interviews and talk about how you've already done it. So experience the thing, lean into the experiences. I could just keep going on with advice. I won't do it. So we'll close it out. Great to see you all.
Jeremiah had a question in the chat. Really good question. Is implementing the feedback needed to get the pull request approved also synchronous with our weekly partner? It kind of a little situational. I mean, ideally it would be, if you get some feedback and it's kind of major feedback or something, you probably want to pair with that person, with your pair partner to sort of figure out how to solve the problem. If it's pretty minor and the 2 of you agree that like, oh no, just go ahead and take care of it, then that's fine too. This is another example of just like where you kind of get better at this type of collaboration over time, where you start to build an instinct of what is a major change and what is something that it's okay to kind of take a little shortcut here or there or whatever. So good question.
Yeah, it's all going to be like your pairing with different people is going to be very different too. So if I'm pairing with Andrew this week, it's going to look one way. We're going to collaborate one way. And then if I'm pairing with Lizzie the next week, it's going to be a whole nother thing. So it's all going to be very different. You're going to learn a lot. Because people are different.
No.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. So good to meet everybody. Have fun. Throw yourself into learn everything you can. And you'll see me. I don't know, Stacey, if you're going to make it to weekly syncs at all, but I'm going to try my best to be at 2 of them over the next 8 weeks. So maybe week 3 or 4. And then I love going to the last ones because it's the kind of the final demo, the final product. So I will see you a couple times over the next 8 weeks.
All right. Go out there, learn a lot, have fun. We're here for you if you need anything. Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
See you.
Bye, friends.